Good morning. In today's video session, I'm going to address the story of Peter's denial of Jesus. You may be wondering at this point in time why so many of the corrections are being made to Christianity rather than many of the other organized religions and spiritual practices. The reason for that is because a large percentage of the planet believes in some form of Christianity, whether it is Catholicism or Protestant, Lutheran. It's prevalent across the planet, and unfortunately, through time, the actual unfolding as it relates to Kundalini is completely opposite of the events that are detailed in the Christian text. And so, with so many of you believing that the Bible is the inspired word of God, it is important that you learn that it is not the inspired work of God, that it is a story, multiple stories overlapping one another, that has been created thousands of years ago, and the stories were changed. Whether they were changed on purpose or they were changed in order to detail the unfolding of Kundalini in code, like a code language, that the one who truly sees would see the truth. The truth would be revealed. I don't know. I don't know why it's not correct, but it is not correct. And so today's story addresses the denial of Peter. Now, I have been doing this journey, I awakened Kundalini, as you all know from watching my other videos, in 2009. Excuse me. And since that time, it has been a gradual unfolding of events, and I learn things. I have epiphanies. God tells me things along the way. It isn't just instant enlightenment, which the internet seems to have you believe you can become instantly enlightened. If you hold your hands a certain way, then the channels of your bodily energies will bring you to enlightenment, and you can open your third eye by listening to a certain song, and that's just not true at all. So I am trying in this final time to share actual experience of Kundalini and how it happens. So one of the Christian stories that is found in all four Gospels of the Christian text is the Last Supper. And several things happen at the Last Supper, which of course I have detailed in another video is not the Last Supper, but we're going to just take it as it is for the moment to explain this misunderstanding. At the Last Supper, Jesus predicts that Peter will deny him 3 times before the rooster crows. And Peter is very distraught. He is an absolute faithful follower of Jesus, and he would never ever deny Jesus. And yet, as the story unfolds, he does deny Jesus 3 times. However, that story is completely invalid. What happens at the end of the Kundalini journey is Jesus comes to you, comes to me. He's been coming to me. He comes in disguise, kind of in disguise. He looks a little bit like him, but not exactly. And so you have to recognize him and address him as Jesus, my Lord, my God, some type of reference to the Almighty. And you have to do that 3 times. So the story about Peter's denial is completely opposite of the actual story. how it unfolds with Kundalini awakening, and that is you actually have to recognize and address Jesus, your God, as your God, and call him by the appropriate term. So the metaphor of the Last Supper is extremely confusing, to say the least. Not only is it not the Last Supper, it is the marriage union of Mary Magdalene to Jesus, God. But it is a lot of the stories relating to the Last Supper, according to the Eucharist, and Peter's denial, and Judas's money bag, all of that it's just completely misinterpreted throughout time, and unfortunately all of you have become victims of the story. So in today's video I wanted to clarify that. I'm going to probably do another video and explain this a little bit further. Thank you so much.